welcome our guest. That's Dr. Adedayo Kayode. Is a socio-political technocrat. So glad to have you. You came just at the nick of time.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing, too?
Thanks for having me and making me to come at the nick of time.
Yes. Good morning, doctor.
So you want to jump? You want to jump at this bigger story?
My is not there. I don't have money to be there.
But this is quite huge. And why is this person's identity kept private? What is the big mystery about this person?
Because it's part of them. He has been eating with them without talking. He understands what we call table etiquette. And so they also decided to shield him from you and I, so that we will not be talking about him.
Wow. That's the long and short of it, yeah?
Yes, now, nothing more. It's part of them. If he has not been part of them, okay, why are they not shielding others? Why are they shielding just him? Why are they shielding just him? Why not others? If I mean, it's just been unlucky to have been in the cluster of those to be dealt with. You know, you see, when sin know nothing, I was just thinking aloud to myself this morning. Okay, by the time we now up our game towards 2027 against bad governance, don't be surprised. They be whisking a lot of us. So many of us should be prepared for it. This government doesn't want any form of criticism. They don't want anybody to show them capacity. They believe that what they have done to hold the reign of government is what people will also do today. Remember, a Yoruba adage says, Afridapani, you know the meaning?
No, what does it mean?
Yoruba man now.
No. I'm not Yoruba,
yes,
so please, so talk.
Your counterpart is a Yoruba now.
Doctor, please tell us what it means.
Let's hear it from your mouth.
Okay, that is somebody who kills with swords. When he sees just a small knife being passed through any of his children, he will quickly cry out. You understand?
Yeah.
That's not what is happening to this government.
Oh, I get it.
Kayode came out the other time to say, look, all our protests, as we got subsidy that time, was nothing other than political.
Wow.
Are you seeing Kayode or recent with them?
No, he's been very quiet.
Yes.
He has gone to the cooler, not just quiet. He has gone to hide himself somewhere so that he will not be accused. So we should be expecting. And meanwhile, I've told them, you cannot find anything incriminating on me except you decide to plant it, and I will not allow you to plant it.
Yeah, you told us how you wouldn't let some police officers come into your house once upon a time, right?
Yeah, I sacked them now. I allowed them in, but before coming in, I sacked them. I sacked them, and they couldn't plant anything in my house. You know. So even if you are coming to my house now, because of us search you, if you will let me on the road, and say you want to search my car, search it. You won't find anything that incriminating. So on what ground are you going to arrest me? But then, you know that we're in the banana republic now, where everything goes, where anybody that says the truth will be arrested and incarcerated. But it's unfortunate for them. So many of us, we have decided to sacrifice the rest of our life to serve our fatherland, to ensure that Nigeria gets back to that its former position where it was a cynosure of the eyes of the whole world.
All right, Dr. Adedayo Kayode.
And we not relate.
If I may come in, let's talk about this tax reform bill.
Yeah.
Northern states, even PDP, they are against it. And I think Zulum said that it only favors Lagos and Rivers. So give us an insight. Why do you think northern states are against this tax reform. Why is the president mum about it, and he seems to be defending this particular bill?
You see, one, I have inadvertently refused to even read that reform because I don't want to give myself a day. Yesterday, I was watching channel television where they were doing a kind of a town hall meeting as regards tax reform. And incidentally, Oyedele, or what is his name, was now saying that 90% of Nigerians, underline that one, 90% of Nigerians are in agreement with the tax reform. And I looked at myself, who are those 90%? How did you get that 90%? Is that how you decide to just reel out figures on that tax reform without doing due diligence? Because if you have done due diligence, you know that 90% of Nigerians are not in support of that particular reform. Listen, let us take a cursory analysis of the number of senators, House of Rep members, governors that are against that reform, inclusive of opinion leaders. So tell me, where did you get to 90%? That is to tell you that all that Oyedele had put in that particular document were not well researched. Were not well researched. Because for him to have said that, you know that they are just working, they are just doing their reconnaissance survey from the outside, rather than from the inside.
Yeah.
Who are surveyors?
Okay.
Who are surveyors? The effect of that, they will tell you there is no way you'll be able to get a proper coordination of all the coordinates.
All right, Doctor, can I just ask you a question here? Now, if someone like Peter Obi can, if someone like Peter Obi can come and say that maybe it's not as bad as Nigerians are thinking, you know. I've had one of my colleagues say just this morning that what the federal government needs to do is to educate Nigerians. Now, take for instance yourself. You said you've not taken a look at the tax reform bill. How would you know if it's favorable or not? If you don't...
will tell you.
Okay.
I will tell you why. I will tell you why. The tax reform that was carried out by the head of this government when he was governor of Lagos State, tell me, what has been the outcome? Whereby he brought in Alpha Beta House, Alpha Beta. That is one. Two, is this the time to be talking about tax reform in Nigeria, whereby people are suffering?
That's
is it the time?
So maybe the timing.
Listen,
maybe the timing is what's wrong.
Wait now.
Okay.
Three. The subsidy removal. How true is it that we should be paying that? How true was that subsidy there? Bearing in mind the issue of DSDP, policy of NNPC that NNPC was pursuing there. Number 4, I have spoken as regards the obnoxious exchange rates that is being unleashed on Nigerians. That there is no country that doesn't protect its currency. And my submission had been alluded to by the president-elect of America. Day before yesterday, I was listening to Trump talking about BRICS. The BRICS trying to come up with a new currency. And if BRICS should come up with a new currency, it will affect the value of dollar. And you know what Trump said? He said, I want to stop you from doing that, but I will retaliate by 100% tariff. That is a president that knows what he's doing. That's a president that knows his onions. And what are we doing? to protect our own naira.
I mean, I don't know if Trump is
Doctor.
No. I don't think Trump is not the person. Trump is thinking of
asking us to devalue our naira.
No, wait.
Agree
No, I don't think Trump is the perfect example to use yet. Yeah. Trump is thinking of darkening the sun. Olumide, yes. Trump is thinking of how to make the sun darker. Is that the person you should be taking as, your role model?
And that is, for you, it might not be the best example. Okay. But for me, it is an example of how a leader, whatever means he's using, protects his citizens. American citizens' protection and economic emancipation is the first work, the first assignment of Donald Trump, and he's pursuing it. It is you that is looking at it as that whatever, but he's not looking at it like that. In as much as America's interests are protected. So what is stopping you from protecting the economic interest and economic well-being of Nigerians? I hope you can get where I'm coming from now.
Well,
either well or no well, that is my own narrative.
Yeah, because you didn't really answer my question. You didn't really answer my question, but I'll let Olumide take over.
Yes,
now.
I wanted. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
That please let's.
No.
You've not really answered the question, but let me ask another question.
Yeah. I'm not saying what you expected me to say.
Yeah, because you've not studied the tax reform bill.
Reform bill.
You said you will not study it. How do you now know if it's favorable?
Listen, why should I waste my time in doing that when I know the kind of person that is in government? And that's why I decided to now come on with those 4-5 issues.
But you don't judge a book by the cover.
No, you can be able to predict your tomorrow when you look at yesterday and today.
No, are you the same person yesterday, today?
Yes.
No, tomorrow, go and ask anybody. Tomorrow is always a function of yesterday and today, because
what's that?
That is the eye that will stay with you, for long, will not from inception be showing some kind of deformity.
But could it be that the reason why the northern governors are against it is because it's not favorable to them? I mean, Zulum said it only favors Lagos and Rivers.
Zulum knows why he is saying that. And the northern governors, inclusive of their representatives, have been saying the same thing. That this tax reform, it doesn't favor them. So, to that extent, why did you not do your due diligence? I mean, it's just like when he was being sworn in, without getting to the office, you say you are removing fuel subsidy. And look at the problem that happened. Now, the northerners have not been fully consulted. You have not asked them questions. You have not gone into their books. And that is why they are saying that. And somebody is now coming out to say 90% of Nigerians. So what do you expect? The moment you see the epilogue of a book, you'll be able to know what exactly is going to be inside that book. You'll be able to know whether to read the book or not. I have seen the epilogue of this government. I have seen the epilogue of that reform. So why should I bother myself? I have better things to do.
All right, let me ask another question. With the body language of the presidency and the body language of the northern governors and that of the National Assembly, do you see this bill being recalled?
Good question.
Well, it's like when two animals lock their arms inside a pot, a clay pot. Let us see whether they will want that clay pot to be broken or they want that clay pot to remain intact so that they can be drinking water, after each other.
That's an interesting analogy, I can tell you that. But doctor, as we cruise to the end of this particular segment though, I'd like to run this by you. On one of the front pages of the newspaper, we have this particular story of a section of Nigerians kicking against repentant terrorists reintegrated into the society. What's your take on this?
You see, the repentant terrorists being reintegrated has been an issue in this country.
Yeah.
Because there is no way somebody who had maimed, killed, robbed, raped people can change and then become friendly to those people. And between you and me, we are just talking about the repentant terrorists and all that. Are you aware of also the new one that is about to emerge?
Lakura.
Peradventure, you did not follow the agreements signed by the president with Macron of France. Peradventure, you didn't go through it too. I went through it.
Okay.
As regards France being allowed to come to the north and be mining our resources, while at the same time establishing a military base in the north. What does that portend? You think it doesn't portend another emerging terrorism?
From
How?
France
And
or from where?
They're saying they are bringing all that so that all their infrastructure, all their equipment that will be brought in will be saved. They are all issues. They are all issues that need to be looked into holistically. Because before you know it now, the gendarmerie, I mean, what do they call their own police or soldiers or whatever in France, will not be terrorizing people again.
In a sovereign country.
How can you come to my land without my permission? Without my own permission? And you are saying you have signed an agreement with somebody to come and be mining my resources.
Yeah, but you voted for the president. He's your representative.
We what?
You voted for the president.
Or maybe he didn't vote.
Well, I know what I'm saying.
Please underline that statement.
Nigerians voted for President Tinubu, and he was the one that gave permission to...
Have you also forgotten that running to that election and say, okay, don't worry, let them do whatever they want to do. Just go there. Still victory. Run away with it, and nothing will happen. Let them go to court. What are we experiencing?
Well,
what did you experience?
that remains in the realm of
All right,
speculation.
Dr. Adedayo, the last one, in less than a minute. What's your thought about this NLC, Buhari, indefinite strike? I mean, Kaduna and two other states, and FCT have been shut down.
NLC has not been impressing me in any way. You remember on this same your platform, when we're discussing about minimum wage, I said NLC should stop asking for minimum wage. Rather, sustainable living wage. And they would have calculated that sustainability to the extent that any distortion with any percentage will automatically balance the equation. So tell me, that 70,000 that was agreed then, is it sustainable now? Is it sustainable now? Are people are they paying? Are government paying? Do you understand? Now I had Ajero, I think last week or so, saying that they will have to renegotiate. Are you going to be negotiating for your whole life? Why don't you put up a template that will always adjust itself without any further negotiation? The moment the template is there, it will be on auto run. But see where we are now. I hope one of these days they will listen to the lone voice crying in the wilderness and call upon me to sit down with them.
Are you
to
kidding?
show them what it is. You say what?
Doctor, you're John the Baptist now.
Am I what?
Are you John the Baptist now?
Well, if you call me the John Baptist of this moment, I will agree with you.
Because he's the one.
My own name is not John.
He was the one that was in the wilderness now. He was the one in the wilderness crying for people to listen to him.
Wilderness is different from wilderness. The wilderness we are in Nigeria today is different from that wilderness. But even then, even at that, when you look at that wilderness, it doesn't necessarily mean that where you have trees, bush, and all that.
Yes.
The nation of Israel, then was crying for a savior, needed a savior, and that cry was the one that was being depicted as wilderness. Just as we are in Nigeria today, crying for a better governance, crying for a good standard of living, crying for sustainability of Nigerians. So we are in our wilderness, and here is a long voice crying that listen, Labour,
all right,
as a representative of the people, you have to ensure that you bargain for, not for.
Dr. Adedayo, we really have to go.
Sustainable minimum living wage.
Thank you very much, Dr. Adedayo. That's a good, safe place to land. We have really enjoyed your take today. You have been brilliant.
And
Quite
I'm also explain what wilderness is.
Thank you very much.
It is in the Bible.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Dr. Adedayo.
Thank you, Doctor.
We hope to hear from you again.
Always do.
Yes.
You
You too.